Judy, there are protesters. Protesters have now broken into the U.S. Capitol, perhaps some of them routing. Oh, here's a protester who is trying to open this door from the inside.
Bro, they're taking Instagram photos. Trump tweeted.
But they have pushed their way in.
Donald Trump has tweeted, Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they were asked to previously certify. USA demands the truth. Wow. Two police officers calmly climbing the stairs. Where the fuck is the military arsenal they use against BLM? Why am I not shocked? Bro, black people can't even go to Target without being scrutinized by security. Motherfuckers are out here literally storming the Capitol, dude. Go to Sephora as a black person or with a black person. Put your hands in your pockets. See what the reaction is from literally the security. Meanwhile, MAGA motherfuckers are like, oh, it's my Capitol building now. One black person in Sephora, 10 security officers, 10,000 Trump supporters, one cop. The problem is 10,000 Trump supporters equals one cop. And that just means 10,001 Trump supporters. Remember, folks, a thing that I constantly talk about that for some weird reason never gets mentioned is the fact that police have always overwhelmingly, in the highest of majorities, voted for Republicans. 72% voted for Mitt Romney over Barack Obama. 84% voted for Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton. And by the way, 16% didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. 7% still voted for Gary Johnson. These dudes are literally all unaccountable, unelected, weaponized. They have a massive arsenal. And they're all Trump supporters. They're all psychotic Republican hogs. And for some weird reason, no one ever thinks to be like, this is kind of odd. Can this be a problem? Some sort of gas has been set off. I'm not sure by whom. Police seem to be trying to de-escalate and talk to them. Yeah, exactly. The reason why they're trying to de-escalate, which is what they should do always, by the way, but they should have done it outside. But the reason why this happens is because they're trying to reason with fucking hogs. Can you imagine de-escalating Black Lives Matter protests? How great that would have been? Nope. Didn't happen. It's like a zombie apocalypse, dude. I can't believe I'm saying this, but like Turkish democracy is looking kind of nice right now. Breaking revolution in process. Oh, wow. The hog revolution again. As Trump supporters break into the Capitol building, attacking police, breaking windows, and knocking down doors. Full anarchy, this mostly peaceful demonstration in D.C. The people have pushed through and are storming the main chambers. I wonder if the Republicans and the centrist Republican adjacent dipshits like, beanie wearing Tim Pool, for example, will be held responsible for consistently agitating about civil war and how it was inevitable to happen and how Donald Trump was going to win fucking every single state with the exception of Colorado, I think. And that when that didn't happen, that a revolution was inevitable or civil war was inevitable. God damn it, dude. Letting Donald Trump just go hog wild for the past 4 years in a nation that has wounds that were not fucking repaired, were not healed. Racial wounds, for example. In a nation built upon the fundamentals of white supremacy. Turns out just not really doing anything about it, not really dealing with it, and just allowing these people to fucking straight up live in their own insanity. Maybe even taking them seriously and like having them on mainstream media without very significant pushback was kind of a problem because you legitimized these insane grievances. It turns out that's what was going to happen. And now Donald Trump is using his final moments in office to basically rile up the hogs the past 4 years. He cranked it for the past 4 years. Now he's unwinding. God damn it, dude. Facebook is responsible. Donald Trump is responsible. Mainstream media is responsible. We are all responsible. Of course this was going to fucking happen. Of course. What the fuck else do you think was going to happen? You fucking cranked these hogs, took them seriously, legitimized their grievances, acted like they had any fucking say in this process. Acted like they had any sort of like unique thought that was reasonable, that should be debated. And then you refused to solve any of the underlying material problems that created a volatile environment ripe for radicalization. You refused to look at lessons from the past. Not that long ago. Go back to 1920s. And what the fuck did you think was going to happen? Trump is trying to back off. Yeah, good luck, dude. Please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They're truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Yeah, bitch. Police are smashing glass in the doors to the House chamber. Police have guns drawn and aimed at the door. Wait, what? Isn't this how Hitler happened? Yes. Fucking vote. Just vote, lol. Hey, just vote, lol. What happened? We just voted.
Chambers themselves.
But again, the police force is an unaccountable body of heavily armed militia members, basically, that get very little training, and they are overwhelmingly majority Trump supporters. Not just Republicans, but overwhelmingly majority Trump supporters. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? They're in the main chamber. They're in the chamber. One of them is up on the dais yelling Trump won that election. Breaking, I'm inside Nancy Pelosi's office with thousands of revolutionaries who stormed the building. To put into perspective how quickly staff evacuated, emails are still on the screen alongside Federal Alert warning members of the current revolution. Bro, this guy's like insane, dude. He has to go to jail, right? Like, there's no freedom of fucking press in that circumstance. What the fuck? Why are you admitting to breaking every law? Blaze, dude. He's at Blaze. So again, he thinks he can get away with it. God damn, they look so inbred too. Holy shit, dude. Motherfucker's got Yeezys on, bro. That's his... Yikes, dude. Assassin's Creed Valhalla Capitol Hill edition, dude. As we know, there's shots fired near the chamber, and they are inside the chamber as well. They're taking photos inside the chamber, doing shit like this. The HOGS have officially gone feral. The HOGS have officially gone feral. We have lost the plot. Why didn't Mike Pence do what Trump wanted? Because that's insane. He doesn't even have the fucking constitutional authority to do that. Some fucking psycho found like a precedent from 1876 or some shit. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to fucking rule with an iron fist like this. You don't get to be like, oh, we're overturning democracy because like we have more hogs that will act on their violent desires. Like, that's not how this works. Every single Republican is responsible for this. The Republican Party's history is responsible for this level of racial agitation finally coming to fruition. Of course this was gonna fucking happen. You don't solve the underlying conditions. You don't solve the underlying problems where radicalization like this occurs. You avoid it. You tell hogs that they don't even deserve $2,000. And then on the one side, the only people that look like they're literally in favor of the working class are psychotic WASP nationalists like Tucker Carlson, or people LARPing as like left-wing economic populism, like lightly agitating on left-wing economic populism, like Donald Trump, with a way more nefarious agenda of nationalism. And of course these hogs were going to get agitated to the point where they're going to fucking act out in the most violent ways, especially because they're entitled. This is their country. This is not your country. This is not my country. Okay, my name is Hasan. I'm Muslim. This is not our country. If you're black, it's not your country. This is the country of white people. Okay, so when someone who is upset with the racial pecking order, someone who's upset that like black people have more of a say, is angry after 8 years of economic I guess not economic instability, but very little economic gain under Barack Obama, and just anger overall that like a black person became president. Then comes along motherfucking Donald Trump, who literally goes mask off. He doesn't even do the dog whistles in the same way that like previous administrations have done dog whistles. He just straight up says Mexicans are rapists. He just straight up says like, you know, if when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Of course people are going to fucking feel a sense of closeness, because he's at least telling it like it is in their minds, and he's at least talking for them. He is basically a vector of their anger that they felt for a very long time. And if you can't redirect that anger on the appropriate, legitimate causes, like economic instability, like economic inequality, of course that dam is going to break eventually. And here it is. The dam is breaking right in front of our eyes. Yeah, reminder to what Capitol security and full military grade riot gear look like for Black Lives Matter protests this summer. Hey guys, hey, that looks a little different, dude. That looks a little different, doesn't it? I wonder why, when it's a legitimate cause, when it's a legitimate grievance against systemic problems, this is how the government reacts.
She just said it a while ago, but you know, the bottom line is we have too many
cop
people
as
out
we're
here that
evacuating,
wanna
bet they
avoid
like us
temporary
now.
pain by
This is exactly what I'm saying, dude. This is what fucking happens when all of those fucking pigs are Trump supporters themselves. Exactly. This motherfucker, when he's doing the one part of his job correctly that doesn't involve fucking like killing a black person, is doing it while still maintaining his grievance. towards, you know, the Democratic politicians. They hate us. They hate us. Breaking. DC paramedic source tells me one person was shot in Capitol. CPR is in progress. Can't wait for Joe Biden to restore the soul of this nation, by the way. There is no soul restoration happening with bipartisan compromise. I'm just going to let you know right now. We need an FDR style approach. Otherwise, we're fucked. Okay? Because the next time these motherfuckers are not going to, they're not going to be calm. They're not going to be tempered. The next time there's someone who's like a little bit more intelligent or a little bit more ideologically consistent in their actual fascist interest, they're going to take this shit over in its entirety. Tea Party movements paved the way for this. Again, that is a great example. That is all AstroTurf. The Tea Party movement didn't start on its own. The Tea Party movement started because the Koch brothers AstroTurfed that shit.
Probably not alone. This is inside the chambers.
Jesus Christ.
Congress. People freely walking among the
biohazard suits are out of closets. Jesus Christ. I guess they're going to gas the entire fucking Congress. Red Bear reports that the request for National Guard is being analyzed, with the Pentagon is concerned with the optics of uniformed military personnel in the Capitol building. This is insanity, dude. What optics, bro? This country is fucking done. The optics are that I have to fucking pee. Dude, I did not think that this was going to happen. I'm honest. Like, I'll be honest with you. I did not fucking think that it was going to get to this point. I really thought that the police were just going to be like, yeah, fuck off, and actually fucking build barricades and shit. And that they were going to yell outside of the halls of Congress, outside of the Capitol building, and go the fuck home. I did not think that their level of entitlement was going to reach this level so that they could actually feel like they can legitimately go and fucking storm the Capitol building, basically fucking take over like this. It's insane. They're offline rating.
The screaming, the demands to enter the
chamber. We need Shroud up in this bitch right now, dude. The real crazy thing was when Hillary Clinton supporters put on their pussy hats in 2016 after Hillary Clinton lost and conceded. Remember when they stormed the Capitol building with guns and you know, got into violent conflict with the police? Oh wait, that didn't happen. Oh shit, that didn't happen because normal human beings with normal brains don't fucking react this way to losing a goddamn election. Just like Hillary Clinton, for all of her fucking failures and faults and how horrible of a person she is in real life, literally still fucking conceded the election, the results of the election.
It's constitutional duty.
Cops are taking selfies?
Well, I immediately have two thoughts. The first is that
I completely condemn the violence in the Capitol. What we're currently watching unfold is un-American. I'm disappointed. I'm sad.
Oh, really, dude? Is it un-American, dude? Oh, that's so crazy. What the fuck did you guys think was gonna happen, dude? Y'all did this shit, dude. Oh no, I can't believe all of our racial agitation and like literally riling up these fucking sick hogs ultimately ended with those sick hogs acting out on the desires that we placed there for them. Because we made it seem like Trump was the savior. It's so un-American. Yeah, like, of course, dude. Of course this was gonna happen.
Look like this is not who we are. This is not the First Amendment.
To be fair, I don't think that it was gonna happen now. Like, I didn't think that this was gonna happen in this way, in the way that it did, and today. But this kind of violence and worse kinds of violence is, of course, inevitable. History repeats itself. It was an explosive device.
I've spoken to the president. I asked him to talk to the nation.
It was found at the RNC and detonated safely.
This is not who we are. We are the beacon of freedom.
Must have been Antifa. It seems like the crowd is getting bigger out there, by the way. They literally tear gassed peaceful demonstrators outside of the White House to clear way for Donald Trump to hold an upside down Bible outside of a fucking church. They beat the shit out of press and protesters alike. They utilized federal agencies to override like statehood because DC doesn't have it. They utilized federal prison guards and like other federal agents to do that. That wasn't to like stop a violent altercation. That was just for a fucking photo opportunity for Donald Trump. But when the Capitol building is stormed, they don't do shit.
The FBI has been deployed at the request of Capitol Police to help. We know that Homeland Security is sending people, Homeland Security investigations, presumably.
Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos at the Capitol do not reflect a true America. do not represent who we are. What we're seeing are a small number of extremists dedicated to lawlessness. This is not dissent.
Small number?
It's disorder.
Motherfucker, it's not a small number.
It borders on sedition. And it must
Bro, these are
end
like...
now.
Yo, this is how you know Joe Biden doesn't know any fucking Republicans outside of Republican politicians. I have fucking friends whose parents are at that rally, motherfucker. This is how Trump supporters are. They fly in from El Segundo to attend this shit, okay? They're not extremist terrorists that, like, are hiding in a fucking cave somewhere like Al-Qaeda. These are everyday Americans who have been waiting for this moment. Do you not know a single normal Republican? I feel like they're trying to manufacture consent right before our eyes by creating, like, this false reality as though, like, you know, there's some extremists that are just interested in violence, and that this is not indicative of like any sort of long-standing Republican racial agitation that's like finally coming to a close here. And that, like, you know, Biden is actually doing his best as the de facto healer in chief by calling for a reasonable, amenable compromise. Like, it's fucking nuts. I also understand. I don't know what like Joe Biden is supposed to do in that circumstance, but at the very least, calling out what the fuck is happening right before our eyes, and like very clearly. Wait, hold on, guys. Okay, I'll call excuse in a second. Just chill for one moment. Jesus Christ. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. But hold on. Trump just tweeted a video. I gotta watch it real quick. 1 second.
Watch it too.
All right.
I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it. Especially the other side. But you have to go home now.
Still saying
we have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like he's still agitating, saying that the election is fraudulent. I don't think he's ever going to give up on that front, but he's still saying that the election was stolen. It was not, and but now he's saying like go home in peace. I don't know if the people will follow. I don't know if they're all on fucking Twitter waiting for Donald Trump to say like, you know, go home. It might work. I think the National Guard is finally being deployed as well to maintain control. You know. That's where we are now.
I have a good analogy for this. This is like when I say, yo, chat, don't raid the channel of this guy, right? Don't do it, guys. He's a fucking cheater. That dude, yikes. What an asshole. What a this, what a that. But guys, don't raid his channel. But fuck him. He's cheating and dumbass, right? Like, it's kinda hard to tell people not to do something and then still mention the main problem in a negative light,
Yeah, well, it's even worse than that. I mean, it's a great analogy, but it's even worse than that if you were like, no, you should raid him, you should brigade him, and then finally when the brigade is over or when the brigade is happening, you're like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have brigaded them.
But the problem is still there, and then you mentioned that the problem is still there.
But yeah, but they're still cheating. Exactly.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
DC police are speaking on protesters.
Was intent on causing harm to our officers by deploying chemical irritants on police to force entry into the United States Capitol building. As you are aware, they were able to gain access to the Capitol building, and I can confirm that one civilian was reported to have sustained a gunshot wound inside of the Capitol. Details of the shooting are not immediately available, and the situation remains under investigation. As you heard from the mayor, a 6 p.m. curfew has been put in place tonight and will be in effect until 6 a.m. tomorrow, January 7th. We are advising everyone everyone that is not engaged in essential activity to get off the streets and adhere to the curfew.
They always try to do this like both sides bullshit, when in fact there is no both sides in this circumstance. And Republicans once again have shown their ugly face and how predisposed with violence they are. Just like they were fucking willing to do violence when it came to defending Kyle Rittenhouse. Just like when Kyle Rittenhouse became a story for Republicans, that was a story of celebration and not of like a troubled fucking 17-year-old who got so far radicalized by like normal institutions like policing and regular outlets that he joined the Boogaloo Boys to defend someone else's private property, end up killing people. Of course like this notion of both sides is completely fucking broken. The El Paso shooter. There was another, the synagogue shooter. These are white supremacist terrorists that felt emboldened under Donald Trump's rhetoric, that literally acted out on their violent urges, thinking that it was appropriate and thinking that it was okay to do it, thinking the time was now. We forget that the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville ended up with a terrorist literally driving from Ohio to North Carolina and killing an anti-fascist. We fucking forget. We forget that all of that happened under Donald Trump. We just have like the worst fucking memory, and we just constantly want to return to normalcy so desperately in a country where this is the new normal. This is the new normal. I mean, 2020 started off with Donald Trump executing Qasem Soleimani on a drone strike, and we thought 2021 was going to be different. We're fucking what? 6 days into 2021, and armed protesters have already fucking seized control of the Capitol building. I'm tweeting that out. Wait, are they doing it again?
Pointing to a letter.
Oh no, this is the old
mayor.
footage. Here is them charging the media, the protesters, charging the media there. They seized the equipment of Associated Press and others and like tried to burn it down. Disgusting piglets, dude. All of those Black Lives Matter protests, the only time when media ever got fucking assaulted, the only time they ever got assaulted was in the hands of the police. I mean, fuck mainstream media is easy for me to say. I'm independent, but that's fucking bullshit, dude. This is some real brown shirt behavior. By the way, like, again, these are people that work with you, okay? Remember, these aren't like organized fascist militias. I mean, there are certainly organized proto-fascist militia members amongst them. There are Nazis amongst them. There are actual legitimate fascists amongst them. But a lot of those fucking people are just Trump supporters that flew the fuck in for this moment. So you need to remind yourself of that. There were fucking women and children with them and shit. Like, if you know any Trump supporters, you know that they fucking flew in from different parts. They flew in from Bakersfield. They flew in from fucking different parts of California. They flew in from different parts of Ohio to just go to this event and go hog fucking wild. Indicted Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton even flew in for the rally. Hogs from all around the country did. Who cares if they flew in? These are still people we live with. That's what's scary. That's what I'm saying. No. That's, make no mistake. That's precisely what I'm pointing out. That these fucking lunatics are in some ways, unfortunately, very regular human beings that are a part of our regular lives. These are the same people that fucking watch Facebook videos and like get radicalized and believe that COVID is fucking fake and George Soros brought it upon us, or Bill Gates owns the COVID vaccine and they're gonna microchip you. Listen, if you're in DC, do not go out in the streets, okay? Do not fuck around. Do not go out in the streets if you live in DC. Anyone who gets caught violating that curfew is probably gonna get clapped up by the cops. But not only that, but you do not want to fucking catch one of these fucking piglets roaming the streets in like little gangs that they probably will have. The Motel 6 Andes are probably going to go back to their own fucking hotels, lick their wounds and get angry that the fucking police state that has a monopoly on violence clapped back at them, even if it was a gentle slap on the wrist in comparison to what Black Lives Matter protesters experienced all throughout the year. But the real fucking agitators, the Nazis and the Proud Boys and all of them, they will be looking out on the streets, running around, looking for fucking blood, okay? They will try to do anything and everything they can to exert the fucking horny anger that they have because they didn't get anything out of this and it wasn't enough for them. And now they're going to fucking go out and look for other counter protests to beat on. So, you know, so the cops will come back on their side a little bit. View here. How much courage do you need when cops are literally escorting you down the steps of the Capitol? That's not necessarily a bad thing, by the way. I'm not expecting the cops to fucking kill this person. But remember, there is an imbalance. The irony, of course, is that most black people just want to be treated like this by the cops. The Black Lives Matter protest can be reduced to, please treat black people like you would treat a rich white person who's a Trump supporter. That's cool that they, this is the tactical gear that they were running in. And also they have their camera. He's probably live streaming this entire process. That's no different than the motherfuckers who literally traded the Klan robes for the tiki torches and the khakis, okay? That's no different than Enrique Tarrio, the leader of the Proud Boys, coming back into D.C. after there was an arrest. There was a warrant out for his arrest because he literally openly and brazenly said he was the one who vandalized the famous African Methodist Church by ripping over a BLM sign that they had outside of it and lighting it on fire. These people are brazen because they've never faced consequences for their actions. They're brazen because they understand intrinsically that they are on the side of those who control the reins of power, okay? Now they're out of pocket. It's gotten way too far, certainly, and some of them might get a slap on the fucking wrist, but ultimately, he's on the side of those who are working for Donald Trump and MAGA, and that's why he doesn't fear the repercussions, okay? That's it. You don't fucking act this way. You don't act so brazenly and live stream you fucking your own criminal behavior if you don't feel like you're ever going to see any repercussions. That's the reality. This, in essence, is absolutely no different, like I said, than KKK members and Nazis literally substituting Klan robes and swastikas for the khakis and openly showing their faces as they yell, "Jews will not replace us" on the streets of Charlottesville. Okay? It's no different. My man looks like he's out of Tenet, dude. Like he's out there. What are you gonna do? He's got military grade or police grade fucking handcuffs too. Whatever the fuck they're called.
It is the place that when you're in Washington, you see from a great distance. It is inspiring. It's always been inspiring to me. I consider it the most beautiful building in America. I really do. I love to be inside that building. Our whole story of America is there.
Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Hey, you guys want to know how many people have been arrested? 13. 13 people got arrested today. They opened up gates. These people basically fucking walked right in. They took selfies with the Trump supporting protesters. Maybe there should be some police accountability. Maybe the police should actually be there to protect and serve the interests of the citizens, not just some citizens that they agree with politically. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking crazy, but it seems like there should be a little bit more accountability in the police force. Okay, hold on. Let's see how the police stop these fuckers from coming in. Wow. There's a line of officers over there. What are they defending? That's so strange. Just basically letting them walk right in, dude. That's so strange.
And we should tip our hats to the DC police, who frankly have put.
Watch them blame Black Lives Matter for how underfunded and how tired the police force is.
Up with a lot of this over the past year, whether it's pro or anti-Trump supporters, the Black Lives Matter protests that were held. This is a police force that has been worn pretty thin and worked pretty hard dealing with its situations.
Like, dude, you're such a scumbag, dude. I mean, seriously.
And Secretary Panetta, just bring you up to date because the president tweeted about 7 minutes ago, and this is what he said. These are the things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long. Go home with love and in peace. Remember this day forever.
Guys, I am shitting and farting and pissing my pants right now. Like, wow. This is just incredible news. It is.
Ma'am, what happened to you?
I got maced.
You got maced.
Oh.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside, and they pushed me out, and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Wow. How interesting. She literally just like doesn't feel the need to hide her face, doesn't feel the need to even like hide what her intentions are. And the reason why they don't feel the need to do that is because they've never fucking been harassed by the motherfucking law. Like, imagine self-doxing on Twitter while simultaneously admitting that you're trying to like storm the Capitol building and being offended. Like, she's literally about to call the cops on the other cops.
We have to do something. People have to do something because this could be you or your kids. We have to do something. People have.
Bitch, what did you step on a Lego on the way over there? Like, no, fuck that. Stepping on a Lego is infinitely worse than that's like me when I bite my fucking fingernails and like it bleeds into my hand a little bit.
Have to do something because this could
happen to your kids.
Be you or your kids.
Your kids could get a fucking paper cut. Excuse me, but there's more blood coming out of my vagina at the moment. NBC News is reporting that the woman shot inside the U.S. Capitol building has died, according to multiple law enforcement officials. I don't know what happened, but I do know who's responsible for it. Partially the cops, but also definitely every single Republican in positions of power that agitated to this point. They are responsible. Republican commentators who have salivated at the opportunity. They are responsible.
He has issued a series of tweets, as you noted at the top of this broadcast here, some of which have been removed. His Twitter account is now locked for the next 12 hours. We cannot hear from him on Twitter because of how that platform has suggested his tweets are so incendiary. There is the potential that his entire Twitter account will be suspended permanently if he continues to issue the kinds of tweets he's been issuing.